Hello students, in this video we'll be solving some of the MCQs related to chemical thermodynamics. Now one very important thing what you must know about chemical thermodynamics before solving the MCQs that you must have a complete knowledge about the unit conversions and the sign conventions what we'll be using throughout the lesson. Now let us start with the first MCQ. The correct thermodynamic condition for the spontaneous reaction at all temperatures are. Now, to predict the spontaneity of any reaction, the very important thing what we consider is delta G. When delta G is negative, then we say that the reaction is spontaneous. Now, how to predict this? Because if you see the options, they are given in enthalpy change and entropy change. So for that, we take help of delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. This is Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Now students, if I want this value to be negative, then what should be the sign conventions for this delta H and delta S here in the equation? So this delta S must be negative and this delta S must be positive so that I can get a higher value of negative for delta G. Now this is the best condition for any reaction at all the temperatures to have the spontaneous reaction. So what should be, if I say delta H is negative, means what student? Delta H is negative means it is below 0, means delta H is less than 0. And delta S is positive means it must be greater than 0. So if it is so, what will be our answer is first option. That is delta H is less than 0 and delta S is more than 0. Come to the next one. A gas is allowed to expand. Now when it is allowed to expand means what student? If the initial position of the piston is at this position, I call this as V1. Then after the expansion, where will be the piston? The piston will be somewhere like this. Means this is your V2. So I will call this as the initial state and this is the final state. So after expansion, what is happening is volume has increased. So V2 is greater than V1. And during expansion, whatever W is, that is the work which will be obtained will be negative because it is because of expansion. Now let us go through the question. A gas is allowed to expand in a well-insulated container. What is the meaning of insulated, student? Insulated means heat is neither allowed to enter or release from the system at any point of the reaction. Can I call the insulated system as an adiabatic process? If yes, when I say it is an adiabatic process, Q is equal to 0, means there is no heat transfer. So when I use the equation delta U is equal to Q plus W, here there is no change in the heat. So directly the internal energy change will be equal to work done. So what is W is equal to minus P external delta V. Now what is delta V? For that, let us go through the problem. They again say at a constant external pressure of, so what is the pressure given here is, so minus 2.5 bar is the pressure from an initial volume. So this is, they have given the initial volume. So let us call this as V1 to a final volume of 4.5. Let us call this as V2. So what is that delta V? Delta V will be equal to V2 minus V1. So this will be minus 2.5 bar. And what is V2? V2 is 4.5 minus 2.5. So this will be liter. So that is equal to minus 2.5 into this total, this difference comes out to 2. So it will be bar liter. So your answer is minus 5 liter bar. But students, if you see the option here, there is no liter bar here as the option. So they all are given in J. So let us see the conversion here. 1 J is equal to 0.01 liter bar or 1 liter bar is equal to 100 J. So let us convert this, that is equal to minus 5 into 100. So that will be minus 500 J. So your answer is first option. Right students, come to the next one. In which of the following entropy of the system will decrease? Now let us first understand what is entropy. Students, entropy is the degree of randomness What is the meaning of randomness? Randomness means if I have a solid here which is in a compact, well mannered arrangement of the atoms, when I heat this gets converted to liquid. Further heating gives me gas. Now what is happening? The particles, they are moving apart. When the particles, they move apart, means what? The degree of randomness will increase. Degree of randomness means what, student? Entropy will increase. So when the entropy will increase, when the phase state changes from solid to liquid to gas, entropy of the system will increase. Now the question is, in which of the following entropy of the system decreases? Let us see the first one, crystallization of liquid into solid. So when a liquid will get converted to solid, what will happen to entropy? It will decrease. Liquid will getting converted into solid, then what will happen? The entropy of the system will decrease. So that is, they are asking entropy of the system decreases. So here the answer is first option. Let us see remaining options also. Temperature of crystalline solid is increased from 0 to 115. Students, you know that when a temperature increases from 0 to 115, what happens when the temperature increases? You know that temperature is directly proportional to kinetic energy. Means the randomness of the molecule will also increase, increasing the entropy. So here entropy will increase. So this is not the option. Next is hydrogen gas is getting converted to hydrogen gas here. But what you have to see in this type of reaction, if you see here, it is 1 mole is now becoming 2 moles of gases. When the number of moles of gases, it is increasing, the randomness will also increase. So here also entropy will increase. See this also. You don't have to see the solid state because here the entropy is minimum. So this and this I will not go for. But if you see for the product side here, you have gas and gas. So what is happening? Again in this equation also entropy is increasing. So where you have entropy decreasing is the first option, where there is crystallization of liquid into solid. Come to the next one, the enthalpy of formation of all elements in their standard states. Students, whenever an element is considered in its standard states, its enthalpy is always assumed to be 0. So this is a fixed value. It is not 0, but it is nearly assumed to be 0. Which of the following reaction is exothermic? Students, you know there are two types of reactions. The first is exothermic and the second is endothermic. Always remember, whenever you supply heat to any particular reaction in order to break the bonds or for a reaction to proceed, they all are endothermic reactions. But when a system releases energy in order something is getting formed, means the formation enthalpies, they are always exothermic in nature. So let us see the equations here. If you see this, hydrogen is getting converted to H, means hydrogen, which is like this, is getting converted to this way. Means what has happened? This bond is broken. To break this bond, energy is required to be supplied. So this is an endothermic reaction. See the next one. Carbon solid is getting converted to gas. Whenever the physical state changes from solid to liquid or liquid to gas, you need to supply energy. So this is also an endothermic reaction. This is also an endothermic reaction. Now, if you see the last option, here solid is getting converted to liquid. So here also you need to supply energy. So this is also an endothermic reaction. But if you see this, when Cl and Cl, they are combining and you are getting a Cl2 molecule is formed. Therefore, this is an exothermic reaction. As I said, formation reactions, they are usually exothermic in nature because after formation, the energy decreases and the stability of the formed molecule increases, and therefore formation reactions, they are exothermic in nature. Let's see the next one. 6.24 gram of ethanol is vaporized. Now here some mass of the ethanol is given, that is 6.24 ethanol is given, and how much heat is there it is required is 5.89. So enthalpy of vaporization of ethanol will be. This type of questions you have to make equations for this. Now students, you must know the molecular weight of ethanol. What is ethanol? Is C2H5OH. If you calculate its molar mass, this comes out to be 46 gram. Now students, here they are asking what they have given. When 6.24 gram of ethanol is vaporized, how much energy is released? The energy which is released is 5.89, or it is to be supplied for the vaporization. So let us see the equation. That is 6.24 gram of ethanol requires how much energy? 5.89. Therefore, for its molar mass, that is 46 gram, it will be how much? We'll go for the cross multiplication. So it will be 5.89 into 46 divided by 6.24. Students, if you see this is nearly equal to 6. And this is also nearly equal to 6. Means if I cancel this to this, I will get 46. But this is a slightly bigger value, and therefore this answer must be little bit less than 46. So according to that, your answer here is first option. But if you calculate this, you will get exactly 43.4. This is how you come close to the options. If you see this, I have rounded off this to 6 and this also to 6. But if I compare this to this value is higher as compared to this. So when I divide this by a higher number, it will be slightly less than 46. So if I see the options here, less than 46 is the first option. So that is 43.4. Let us see the next one. If the standard enthalpy of formation of methanol is minus 238.9, then the entropy change of the surrounding will be. Now students, for this type of calculations, you have the formula, that is entropy and delta H relation. So very, very important you have to focus is on the units. Now here, this is what they have given is the delta H value. If you see the unit here, this is kJ. And if you see the entropy here, the answers they are given in J. So you have to match the units. So let us first convert this value, that is minus 238.9 into 10 raised to 3J. Now I have matched the units for both the values. Now let us come to the formula. So delta H is equal to minus 238.9 kJ, that is minus 238.9 into 10 raised to 3J. Next, delta S I have to calculate. Now what is about the formula? So the formula is delta S is equal to Q reversible by T. Now here the Q means heat which is supplied, and this heat which is supplied is at constant pressure. So the formula will become delta S is equal to delta S. So what is the formula? In place of this, I will have delta H by T. Now delta H is given here, but T is not given, and therefore at standard conditions, temperature what we consider is 25 degrees Celsius. But this should be in Kelvin because the unit is in Kelvin. So we usually use this as 298 Kelvin after adding 273 to it. So let us substitute now. So delta S is equal to, let us substitute this value, minus 238.9 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 298. When you solve this, you will get an answer, but let us see how to solve this in less time. So let us simplify this. This will become minus 238.9 into 10 raised to 3. Now I will split this value as 2.98 into 10 raised to 2. Now what I am left with is minus 238.9 upon 2.98 into 10 raised to 1. This and this will become, so this will remain as 1. So students, this nearly I will take this as 3 for the calculation. So it will become minus, now this will become 79.65 into 10 raised to 1. So it will be minus 796.5. So this is what I got nearly, but this value is less than 3. So this will be more than 796. So let us check here, that is this particular value 796. So 796 means here what will be the value, students? Either the first option or the second option. So if you see the two options, I am getting this with the minus sign. So immediately you can jump to option 1. But students, it's very, very important to note that they are asking about the change of the surrounding will be. Now students, read the question carefully. Standard enthalpy of formation means when methanol is getting formed in this particular region, means this is the system. So when this much reaction takes place, then for this, the energy which is evolved here is minus 238.9. Means this particular is given for the system. So when this is getting formed, the same amount of energy will be released to the surrounding. So what the surrounding will do? The surrounding will absorb that heat. So what will happen to the sign? The sign will change for the surrounding. This is for the system. So what you have calculated here is for the system. They are asking you for the surrounding. So the sign will change. So your answer will be second option with the positive sign. Both the options, they are same, but the sign will be positive because they are asking for surrounding. If the term change of the system will be, then your answer will be first option. But now as they are asking for surrounding, whatever the system will release, it will be taken by the surrounding through the boundary. So here it will be positive. So your answer is this. So this is how you can do the nearby option. Otherwise, if you do solve this, you will get exactly 801.7. J, K inverse. So your answer is second option. Which of the following are not state functions? Students, we have two types of functions, state function and path function. If they are asking which is not a state function, means they are asking about the path functions. And always remember, there are only two path functions, that is heat and W, where we never use a delta or a change. If you write like this, this is wrong. If you write like this, this is also wrong. We never use a delta before heat or work. So let us check out the options. Here they have given Q plus W. What is Q plus W? Is internal energy change. And this is a state function. Heat, yes, it is a path function. Work is also a path function. H minus Ts is Gibbs energy, which is again a state function. So your answer will be second and third. So answer is second option. Always remember, student, path functions, there are only two, that is heat and work. Both are path functions. They depend upon the path which is used and not on the initial and the final state of the system. Come to the next one. For vaporization of water at 1 bar, this much amount of enthalpy change, and this is delta S what is given. They are asking you about the temperature, but the condition is delta G is 0. Students, when I say delta G is negative, the reaction is spontaneous. When delta G is positive, the reaction is non-spontaneous. But when delta G is 0, means the reaction is at equilibrium. So let us see how to do this. Again, the same equation we'll be using, that is delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Now, as they are asking the condition at equilibrium, this must be 0. So that is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Again, very important thing, you have to match the units here. So let us do that. This will become 40.63 into 10 raised to 3 J. And this is in J. So let us substitute here. So delta H is equal to T delta S. So what is T is equal to delta H upon delta S. Now let us substitute. This 40.63 into 10 raised to 3, I will take it as 40630. So 40630 divided by 108.8. So this is the value which is given in the problem. Now we have to calculate the temperature. Now student, for the convenience, we can take this as 110 here. So if I make this 110, 40630 divided by 110. So for that I'll remove this and this. So I'll get 4063 upon 11. So let us calculate this. This will come to, this will be 376. So it will be 66. So if you see the options here, students, the 3 means either the second or the third option. Now this is coming very close to 6. So your answer might be this, that is 373.43. You need not go for the complete calculation. Once you get the first digit, you check out. Here I got the first digit as 3. So your answer must be either second or third option. Then you go for the next one. I'm getting nearly 6 here, but I have increased this. So this must be more than 6 slightly. So your answer here is 373.4 Kelvin. Come to the last question. Bond enthalpies of this. This is very, very important. Whenever bond enthalpies are given, the formula what you use is bond enthalpy is equal to summation of the bond enthalpies of the reactants minus summation of bond enthalpies of the products. This is the first thing what you must know. Second thing, whenever you are forming some of the compound, the formation of any compound when takes place, it must be always as 1 mole. Here they are asking for enthalpy of formation of HCl. So what will be your equation, student? HCl what should be formed should always be 1 mole. So what I will take is H2 plus Cl2. So this will be half and half, forming 1 mole. So what will be here now? Summation of enthalpy of hydrogen. It should be half plus half enthalpy of Cl2 minus. This will become total enthalpy of HCl. Because this is 1 mole, I'll write 1. Now substitute the values. It will be half into 434. This is what is given for hydrogen, plus half that of Cl2, so it is 242. This is for the reactants minus that of products, so 431. If you solve this, how much you get, students? Instead doing like this, what you can do is you can add this and divide that by 2. Means you take half out common and add this divided by 2. That will also help you. But this is in detail. So this will give me 217 plus 121 minus 431. So this will give me 338 minus 431. So your answer is minus 93 kJ. So your answer here is second option. I hope you have understood all the MCQs. So please do like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you, students.